cat did not want to be left out of this message, but I always take it as a sign whenever my animals are like desperate to get in when I'm doing a message that it's just like additional divine protection. So welcome, Lucy. Miss Lou. Okay, so diving into the message again, this is for the collective who comes across this video live or later with the recording for what to expect in the year of 2025. Already before recording, I felt really called to put on green. And I really feel like this year is going to bring a lot in the forms of abundance, as well as working within the heart chakra. So anything in relation to love, whether that be self-love or love for others, was coming through very strongly for this collective. With the cards that we pulled as well, there is definitely this energy of you are approaching in 2025. It feels like 2024 was a year of lessons for a lot of us. Lessons that will now be integrated in the year of 2025. So for a lot of this collective, it feels like some massive changes happening in regards to finances, but also just in regards to your general surroundings and environment. So this could be your home life. This could obviously be like moving to a whole new place. There's a lot of like expansion I feel that is taking place in the year of 2025 for you. There are some things here coming through with regards to finances. So this is obviously a collective, so take what resonates. But in the regards of finances, it feels like a lot of us went through tough lessons when it comes to how we manage our money. And I want to say with that, if you have been calling in increased finances, calling in wealth, calling in financial freedom, whatever extent that you've been calling in money, you're going to first be faced with lessons on how to manage the money that you currently have. Or if you're like calling in wealth because you have this big heart and you want to support others, you might have to go through lessons where you had to be helped. So that's kind of what's coming through. I feel like a lot of the lessons that took place in 2024 are what are leading you to this major abundance in 2025. So we do have that there is going to be some sort of news that comes in relation to, again, expanding your horizons, whether that be on a physical basis, again, moving to new areas, or within your finances. Some of you, it just feels like you're going to have the flexibility to take vacations more often than you did in 2024. So again, 2025 is really kind of bringing together an opportunity to integrate the things that you learned in 2024, which are going to lead to this massive change and shift in abundance in all areas of life. Again, if you've been really working on your self-concept, your self-love for the year of 2024, that is where you're going to experience a lot of abundance in this coming year. Again, if it's career finances, you're going to see those shifts in those areas as well. So it really just depends, obviously, on where it is that you're focusing your energy or where you have received the most lessons to overcome in the year of 2024. But the wheels of fate are turning in your favor here. You're going to fall into, it feels like with 2024, kind of the first part, maybe the first quarter to first half of the year, depending where you're at with this, is going to be reviewing and planning what your next steps are based on what you've received, again, in 2024, based on what you're provided for starting out the new year. It's really like getting practical about what changes you can implement, what things you can start to look at that are going to support this vision of a major wish fulfillment, because we have the Nine of Cups kind of overarching your entire reading, which is a manifestation come to life. There is going to be some patience required for the seeds that you plant to bear fruit. And again, with the lessons that you went through in 2024, it feels like you're also going to receive some last minute lessons or tests to actually implement the knowledge that you've gained from those. So using your internal wisdom, using your intuition to make positive changes in your life to move forward. This devil energy is kind of overarching your reading here as well. And that really just means that you need to be vigilant and aware of when toxic attachments are coming back into your life. This could be actual people. This could be like habits or behaviors that you're trying to cut back on. Certain things that you're expending your energy towards that you know are not actually beneficial for your manifestation, for your goal. And so there is this overarching energy of that popping up throughout the year, but you need to trust that you've gained certain levels of discernment, that you have the tools, resources available to work through those things when they come up. So you're kind of being warned to some extent that these things are not going to cease. You're still going to experience some, tests or challenges, but because you now have this new level of understanding for the situation and for yourself, you're going to be able to move through them with much more ease and grace. You are receiving, again, I want to really clarify that you're receiving abundance. We got the coins, money is coming to you card. For a lot of you, again, you've just been going through this like spiritual awakening, spiritual development phase in your life. You may be meeting new people who are really important for your journey with the handshake card here. It's like meeting a potential suitor, if that is what you're calling in, meeting somebody that you do business with, that becomes like this whole new level of abundance for you. And again, for a lot of you, you're going to get to travel more with the vacation card coming here as well. Right now, you probably feel like there are still areas of your life that are lacking, still areas of your life that you are not fully fulfilled in. Those areas are what are going to experience the most shifts, I believe, in this upcoming year. Again, as long as you are sticking your stakes in the ground, setting your firm boundaries with this devil energy, that's going to try to pull you back, trying to keep you stuck. So utilizing, again, your experience, your knowledge, making changes that you have within your control that are really going to support this vision of your wish fulfillment coming. But I'm getting the sense too, because we also got, for Oracle cards, I got this card that says cracked open rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. I feel like 2024 kind of gave you quite a bit of rock bottom moments. I'm even getting the sense that like you thought you were already at rock bottom and then something else happened and you're like, oh, I guess there is lower than rock bottom. So that's kind of like the energy that is coming through with that. But again, I want to encourage you that rock bottom means that there is nowhere to go but up. And so coming into this new year, again, wherever you felt those rock bottom moments, wherever you can look at those now with a new level of understanding for what those moments taught you. What were you able to gain from that? Was it, managing your finances differently? Was it spending your time differently? Was it not allowing certain behaviors in your circle, in your energy anymore? Those are the lessons that, again, are really going to initiate this change that is coming into your life, and it's coming in swiftly. So I feel like for a lot of you, if you haven't started seeing these changes sprinkled in towards the end of 2024, I feel like within the first quarter of 2025, you're going to get like little inklings or sprinkles of information that are leading you and kind of guiding you towards this abundance that is coming into your life. Even if it's not like the full reveal, over the course of time, you are going to get closer and closer. But right now, again, you are kind of stepping onto a new path with, again, what you've learned from the past year, how you've stepped further into your power seems to be coming through a lot as well. How you're able to manifest your desires is coming through as well. Like there's been so many developments in those areas of trusting yourself, believing in your own power, believing in what you have to offer to the world and to, again, yourself, like pouring into yourself first. And then also being able to call in the positive changes that you want to see in your life. So again, if you're trying to get a new career, trying to get increased finances, trying to meet your soulmate, whatever it is that you're trying to fall into, you're really being guided here to start off the year strong with your manifestations, whether that means, doing a vision board or just journaling or writing them down, but getting really clear about what you want to call in, because you do have manifestation capabilities that if you are not utilizing, you're really being urged to put those to full force, because those are the things that are really going to bring this in, again, much quicker and much more without a lot of struggle. And so kind of leaning into like looking, I feel like you're really being encouraged with the end of the year. And I know a lot of us do this naturally, but like take stock of what is going on in your reality right now. What do you wish to change? What do you want to improve? And kind of start from the ground up of what that looks like in your ideal version of your life, and what do you have within your control to start working towards that direction? Because as you start taking those steps, you're going to develop more clarity on what is next. But you kind of have to just take that first step forward to start. I'm getting the sense that a lot of you in 2025 are like coming home to yourself. That's a message that's really coming through. It's like, if you have felt over the past couple years, possibly a lot of this is like, I'm even feeling like from 2020 on, maybe you've had kind of parts of yourself that have shed away, or parts of yourself that you have not been connected to, that you want to reconnect with, that you want to, emphasize in this next step of your journey. I feel like you're going to feel this coming home to yourself in 2025, where you finally are like, oh, I'm not in this daze. I'm not in this like fight or flight constantly. My nervous system regulation is better. I know who I am outside of my responsibilities, outside of my survival. Those kinds of themes are really coming through here as well, where you're going to feel a lot more confident in your skin, a lot more confident in what you, again, have to offer and what you can provide to others, as well as what you can receive back. So there's a lot of like reciprocation that you can expect in the year as well. And I feel like, yeah, trying to find this balance between your divine feminine and divine masculine energies, where you're able to be an authority figure in your own life, make necessary calls, make necessary changes that you want to then be reciprocated with some nurturing, some care, feeling again that your cup is also being fulfilled as you're doing the work that is necessary to get you to where you want to go. I want to grab a little bit more tarot on this as well. But yeah, I think a lot of you, if you've been like really stressed and strapped on specifically finances, that's coming through a lot. Again, start looking at what you have within your control right now to start making adjustments to improve your finances, budgeting differently, those types of things. But start manifesting, like putting down pen to paper what you want to see, how you want to see that change, how much money you want to make, how you want to make your money. If you want to be able to just like be paid to exist, like start taking those notes down, because I feel like that is what is going to come in for you in 2025 after you've gone through some pretty intensive lessons in 2024 around this. So yeah, I'm kind of getting this idea of like, I've seen this a lot where people who become millionaires or people who are like manifesting to be millionaires, that type of thing, often before you actually reach that level of success, you're forced into learning how to manage what little money you have now. So taking note of, any changes you've experienced within that area, because as it elevates, as it expands, as it increases, you're still going to need to utilize those smart, budgeting techniques and things like that you learn when you're in a little bit more of a deficit. So something like that. And again, you can apply this to relationships as well. So if you've been calling in healthy relationships and you've been faced with a lot of lessons around unhealthy relationships, right? Like those things that you've learned about proper communication, proper reciprocation with relationships, those are the things that are going to help you when you actually get the thing that you're calling in. Okay, so can we get more information? Anything else to this message for 2025, please? Okay. Yeah, so, you're not going to get everything out of this reading of what exactly to expect. There's definitely still some mystery, and it's so important that happens sometimes, because so often we can't know everything. Otherwise, we would sabotage it or get in the way of the blessings that are trying to come in. Because we did get this bird flying news on the way card. And I feel like this is kind of talking about that, where there is some sort of offer, some sort of message that is going to be coming to you. But it is a little bit of a mystery right now, because we got the moon card, which shows that this is, and the Knight of Cups. So this is going to be an emotional love offer, if it's literally love, or if it's, a job opportunity that comes from a love forward place. It's somebody who really sees your value, who wants to promote you because they think you're doing a great job. It's like that kind of thing where you will feel very fulfilled by this offer, by this news that comes in. But again, there's still some mystery on like how and who and what this is coming from with the moon card. But just know that is something that you can look forward to in 2025. And it feels like this offer or this news that you receive is going to allow your inner child to come more out to the forefront, because we got the Page of Cups and the Two of Wands. And with the Page of Cups as well, it feels very unexpected. This is not something that you probably are even considering coming in for you right now. So again, this is just something to sort of prep and look forward to in the future. But we got the Two of Wands again. So there is a reiteration of falling into some form of planning phase. Like when you receive this news, you're going to have to start looking at like what needs to change. This could be like you've been working remote for a long time. Then you get this amazing job offer to go on site. Okay, what are you going to have to do to coordinate what that looks like? Coordinate, the commute time. Look at, if you need a new vehicle, those types of things. There's going to be a lot of planning when this offer comes in. That is going to lead you into kind of, it feels like this portal, this new doorway that is being presented to you that you have the key to. You are like chosen for this opportunity. It feels very divinely led. Whether again, it be an opportunity, a relationship, again, apply it to your manifestation, but you're being given a key to walk through a whole new pathway, a whole new doorway that is leading you to, again, not only more emotional fulfillment, but allowing your inner child to play. So again, if you've been in that survival mode for a long time, which I do feel was very heavy for the last couple of years for a lot of you, you're going to get to release some of that pressure and actually invite your inner child out to play, invite your inner child out to create. This is like a job that allows you to utilize creative aspects of yourself that you haven't been able to utilize in the past. Or again, a relationship where you can just put your guards fully down. You don't have to be in this, tense energy where you're trying to like walk on eggshells with them or make sure you're not upsetting them, those types of things. It's going to feel very natural. You're going to feel like a little kid again in some ways whenever this information comes in. And then we got the death card. So yeah, death and rebirth has been a consistent theme for a lot of us, I think, recently. But it feels like this means that with 2025, there is something that is like dying for good. That's kind of the message I'm getting with this. Something is dying for good. Again, there's some mystery because you're not seeing fully behind the curtain. So there is still something to where you aren't even probably thinking of what this could be. But it feels like the death to a situation, the death to a difficulty that you have probably experienced on and off for cycles, perhaps, that is finally ending for good. And the thing that is being born through that ending is a whole new life that awaits you. Again, something that feels much more fulfilling, much more rewarding. Again, childlike energy coming through really strong. And we have the Page of Wands on the bottom. Again, we got the Page of Wands earlier too. So just reiteration of you kind of stepping down this new path that fills you with more passion and excitement. For a lot of you too, because the message of home life was coming through as well. Like this could be a change in your home dynamics. So, possibly getting engaged, getting married, having children. These are like life-changing things that I feel like are finally coming to fruition in 2025 that you have been maybe going through specific lessons or tests over the past year, at least, if not last couple years in this area. And that's what's finally giving you like your harvest, because 2025, when you add up the numbers, it is 9. 9 is a number of harvest season. So it's like all of that work, all of the things that you've kind of been putting in your energetic bank to eventually like retrieve from the universe. Those are the things that are finally coming to fruition for you this year. Okay, I'll just grab like a little bit more. Okay. Yeah, and then the Five of Pentacles showing up on the bottom. So this is, again, reiterating sort of a feeling of loss, lack, despair that you're probably in right now. That is going to be shifting, again, into this new year. You have the Two of Swords, though, so it feels like there's going to be some difficult decisions, again, where you're going to have to choose the heightened version of yourself. You're going to have to choose to respond, to react to things in this version of yourself where you've learned what you've learned with the discernment that you've gained. Not repeating patterns is going to be really, really critical this year. You may be tempted to fall back on patterns that are no longer serving you. You may be tempted to fall back into things that you have grown out of. And I think you're just really receiving encouragement to stay firm on what you've gained and what you've learned, because that's what's leading you towards this new life, this new manifestation. Because we got the Three of Wands, High Priestess, Six of Pentacles. So again, an energy of reciprocation that you're falling into. There is still some mystery that you're not supposed to know about yet, because I think you're really just being encouraged to live your life to the fullest, to enjoy your day-to-day life, to find joy, to find peace in where you can. And that's what's going to cultivate more of those energies into your life. We also got Hanged Man, Ace of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Pentacles, and Nine of Wands. So yeah, nines are very significant. 999. It means you're ending a cycle. You are coming to the end of the battle. So with the Nine of Wands, it's like, man, you've been through it. It's like wounded warrior energy where you have been through the ringer. Your house is burning down. People around you were burning down. Like everything was falling apart. But you're at the end of that journey where you're able to, again, take what it is that you still hold close to you and move it into this new energy where you're able to harvest all of the hard work that you've put in. With the Queen of Pentacles as well, this is, again, like a glow up in your finances and your career. This is you shedding the skins that were no longer serving you, because we have the Snake on here as well. Shedding all of the things, all of the limiting beliefs. A lot of you, I think, have fears around success, fears around making money. And those things are very subconscious. And so I feel like you're shedding a lot of that, or you've been through this process of shedding where now your cup is able to be poured into and overflowed by the universe, by the divine, by giving you these blessings that you have been working on cultivating in. Right now is kind of the time for rest, to let the seeds that you've planted bloom in their own time. Some of them are not ready to bloom right now because the buds are not ready, and so you're forced in this waiting period. But again, while you're in this introspective period, while you're in this forced waiting room, it's important to take a look and take stock of where your energy is going, what it is that you're doing that is leading you to those things that you're calling in, because you're there. I feel like with the 9, and I just realized because we got the 9 of Cups earlier, so 999, you're at the end of this battle. And so when you come into 2025, it's again really going to be those final tests, those final lessons to push through. If you can pass those tests, right? Because we all have free will, so we can make decisions on our own, but you're being guided to, again, not fall back on past patterns. The only thing is that, at the end of the day, what's for you is always for you. But if you fall into negative spirals, you fall into past patterns that are not serving you, it really will just delay these blessings that are on their way to you. But if you can stay firm, if you can stay sure of yourself, if you can stay in your power when you make these decisions that come across your path, when you get tested to fall back on the past patterns, pushing through those, using that new discernment, using this new knowledge that you've gained, and trust in the universe that everything is working out for you, not against you. Those are the things that are going to ensure that this is delivered to you this year, because you have exciting stuff again, where I feel this idea of like a lot of you are going to be seeing new places that you haven't seen before, or you haven't gotten to see in quite a while. So this is like getting to visit areas that maybe you have family in that you've missed being able to go to, but you just haven't had the schedule flexibility, the finances to do so, taking that dream trip, dream vacation, or again, a lot of you could even be moving like completely, picking up and moving to a whole new area. So again, this has been a really big period of spiritual enlightenment and growth over the past year for sure. For a lot of you, again, since 2020 is coming through to say, but 2025 is falling into your harvest season. And the only thing you need to do to ensure that you are harvesting this energy, that you are receiving what you deserve and what you've put work through, is to continue to utilize and make decisions from an intuitive and trusting, surrendering space, not trying to overly control or micromanage every step of the process, as well as not falling into the toxic behaviors and toxic people and toxic patterns that you've done so much work on shedding, because I do feel that you've done a lot of that work recently. And so you're about to be rewarded for that. Again, just trust and be ready and open to receive these amazing blessings that come your way in the form of some form of offer, some form of communication, some sort of meeting with a person. Like, these are the things that you have to look forward to. And again, it's just that double energy that you need to be somewhat wary of, but the double energy is harmless. It's, the chains are not actually locked. You can absolutely remove yourself from any of those situations, from any of that energy that appears, by making the right choices that and your heart and soul are aligned to making, putting yourself first, not self-sacrificing. It's like goodbye to people pleasing is really coming through, because by putting yourself first, not in a selfish way, not in a way that says nobody else matters, but in a way of like, I need to take care of myself in order for me to take care of other people. That is what's going to really reward you. And you're going to feel very fulfilled in wherever it is that you're going, or whatever it is that you're receiving in the year of 2025. So I think that is the bulk of the message. I don't even know how long I've been going, but thank you so much for joining. I will be posting this message as well, and I'm wishing you all a beautiful and happy new year. Excited to see what 2025 has in store for all of you.